Hello guys, David here with Btekt, and welcome to my tips and tricks video for the OnePlus 6T, a superb flagship phone with a very attractive price tag. A fully loaded version of this phone costs around about £579, and for that you get 8 gigs of RAM, 256 gigs of onboard storage, and an almost edge-to-edge OLED display with a tiny little dewdrop notch at the top. You get a decent camera system and an in-display fingerprint scanner, which although isn't as fast as a regular fingerprint scanner, I'm finding it to be a whole lot quicker and more reliable than the fingerprint scanner that's found in the Mate 20 Pro. It's a really great handset. This interface is incredibly well designed, with its unique swipe gestures, and I just love the full screen experience that you get from it. But the USP for this phone is its speed, and it is incredibly fast. And before we get into it, I just want to say a big thank you to Direct Mobiles, mobile phone specialists with over 24 years of award-winning customer service and a great selection of handsets. Definitely worth a look if you're in the market for a new phone. Check in the video description below for a link to their deals or search directmobiles.co.uk. One of the first things that I recommend doing when you get your OnePlus 6T is to activate the gesture navigation. You get the 3 standard Android buttons that everyone's used to by default, but the gestures is just way more fluid and more intuitive. I'm sure some people will prefer the old way, but for the rest of us, just go to settings, then navigation bar and gestures, and there you'll be given 3 options: the original back, home and recent buttons, or if you like you can have the Android swipe navigation, which is the same type of navigation that's found on the Pixel 3, and it gives you just a back button and a home button. Or you can go with OnePlus's own navigation gestures, which doesn't have a home button at all and relies on you swiping up from the middle to go back to the home screen, swipe up from the sides to go back, or swipe up and hold to get your recents. I like both of the swipe gestures, so I do recommend you trying out each one for a while to see which one you get on best with. So one of the things that you might notice if you upgrade to a modern Android 9 flagship is that battery life has been vastly improved, and this is thanks to the adaptive battery and battery optimization features. The adaptive battery works by limiting the background use of your most infrequently used apps, so it learns your behavior, and certain apps that you hardly ever use, it will heavily restrict their data and probably only give you a notification when you actually open the app. But if you want to save more power, then the battery optimization feature gives you the option of sleep standby optimization, which will do things like disable the network when you're asleep. Not when the phone is asleep, when you are asleep. It will work out when you're most likely to be sleeping and do its optimizations then. Or you can have deep optimization, which restricts the background activity of the apps even further, meaning that you won't get a notification for anything until you actually go into the app and have a look. All of this clever battery saving really does extend the life of the handsets between charges, and I'm yet to use an Android 9 powered handset that I could say even has an average battery life. One thing to know about the Android 9 handsets is that when you want to load your data onto your computer or laptop, you actually have to go into the settings to set up the file transfer. First of all, plug in the USB cable to both the computer and to the phone. Then tap settings and then Bluetooth and device connection. Tap file transfer. Now your phone's file system will appear on your computer. USB tethering will share your phone's internet connection with another device. And MIDI is used for when you want to connect a MIDI device, such as a keyboard for use within musical apps. PTP stands for Picture Transfer Protocol and is used for just transferring photos and videos. It makes your computer think that your phone is a camera, so that apps that are designed to interact with cameras will recognize your phone and automatically grab the photos and videos ready for transfer. And finally, no data transfer will just charge your phone. The OnePlus 6T has a pretty good 6.4-inch OLED display that almost completely fills the front of the device. It has a body to screen ratio of over 84%, and this is achieved partly thanks to the dewdrop style notch, which I think isn't very intrusive at all and gives you a great viewing experience, although I'm sure that some people will totally hate the notch, but luckily you can hide it. Just go to settings, display settings, notch display, and get rid of it. It's not the best implementation that I've seen, and it does make the device slightly asymmetric, but I really can't see why you'd want to get rid of it anyway. The next tip is the dark mode, which is always recommended, especially with devices that have OLED displays, because an OLED display will use no power at all to show the colour black, whilst on an LCD panel, all the pixels are powered at the same time, regardless of what the colour is. But as well as the power saving, it's just easier on the eyes. To activate dark mode, just go to Settings, Display Settings, and scroll down to Themes. You're given 3 options: colourful, light, and dark. Colourful is pretty much the same as the light theme, but will use the system accents colour, while light and dark will allow you to choose the accent colour, and I've got mine set to red. It's definitely worth looking around some of the customization options that you find in the display settings. The device comes preloaded with 1 other font to choose from, and some nice wallpapers. And under the status bar option, you can change things like displaying the network speed or changing the battery percentage indicator to a circle. Pinch the screen and you get a few more customization options. For example, you can change the shape of the icons or customize the home screen layout and icon size. Customization options are something that I really appreciate, and I think OnePlus have got the balance right. Just enough customization to make it feel like it's your own, but not too much, so you end up with a bit of a mess. Anyway, that's it from me. If you just bought a OnePlus 6T, then I hope you'll find this video useful. And if you did, it'd be great if you could hit the subscribe button, double tap the notification bell, and smash the like button for me. I'm David, and this is Btekt.
It's Archie Ginsburgh.